She's watching, waiting. The lemming doesn't know she's there. It can't. Because right now she's invisible. A ghost dressed in white against the endless Arctic snow. Her coat, thick and impossibly soft, is the same shade as everything around her. Evolution spent millions of years perfecting this disguise. And in about 3 seconds, it's going to pay off. She pounces. The snow explodes upward. And just like that, breakfast is served. This is the Arctic Fox, and she's about to show you what survival actually looks like. Let's rewind a bit. 6 months ago, this same fox looked completely different. Her fur was brown, dark, blending into the tundra's muddy summer landscape. If you'd seen her then and now, you might not recognize her as the same animal. That's the trick? Twice a year, the Arctic fox undergoes one of nature's most dramatic costume changes. As winter approaches, she sheds her brown summer coat and grows in brilliant white fur, up to 70% thicker than before. It's not just for camouflage, though. That's certainly part of it. This winter coat is so well insulated that she doesn't start shivering until temperatures drop below -70 degrees Celsius. -70. For context, that's colder than the average temperature on Mars. She's essentially wearing the most advanced thermal technology on the planet, and she grew it herself. No factory required. But here's where things get complicated. The Arctic isn't what it used to be, and she knows it, even if she can't articulate why. See, her species has lived in this frozen world for around 2.6 million years. Generation after generation adapted to a simple truth. Winters are long, summers are short, and the ice always comes back. Except now it doesn't, not like before. The Arctic is warming at nearly 4 times the rate of the rest of the planet. Sea ice is retreating, permafrost is thawing. And for our fox, this creates a problem she never evolved to solve. Her white coat, that perfect camouflage, now makes her visible. When the snow melts earlier each year and returns later, she's left standing in brilliant white against brown earth. The very adaptation that kept her ancestors alive for millennia is suddenly working against her. Predators spot her more easily. Prey sees her coming. The rules have changed, and her body hasn't caught up. But she's trying. Scientists have observed something remarkable in recent years. In some populations, Arctic foxes are staying brown longer, or their coats aren't turning as purely white. Their bodies are attempting to adjust, to match a landscape that no longer follows the old schedule. Whether this adjustment will happen fast enough is another question entirely. Let's talk about food. The Arctic fox is an opportunist. She has to be. In her world, you can't afford to be picky. Lemmings make up the bulk of her diet, those small, round rodents that famously fluctuate in population cycles. When lemmings are abundant, foxes thrive. They have large litters, sometimes 10 or more pups. Fat reserves build up. Life is good. When lemming populations crash, which they do roughly every 4 years, things get desperate. This is when her resourcefulness truly shines. She'll eat birds, fish, carrion, berries, seaweed, whatever she can find. She's been documented following polar bears across the ice, waiting for scraps from seal kills. She'll cache food, burying hundreds of items across the tundra, creating a network of emergency supplies she can dig up when times get tough. Her memory for these caches is extraordinary. Months later, under feet of snow, she'll return to exact locations and excavate provisions she stashed during better days. But there's a problem with this system too. Polar bears need sea ice to hunt seals. As ice diminishes, polar bears struggle. Fewer successful hunts mean fewer scraps for following foxes. The whole food web is interconnected, and when one thread frays, everything attached to it feels the tension. There's also a new competitor moving in, the red fox. Historically, red foxes stayed south. The Arctic was too cold, too harsh for them. But as temperatures rise, red foxes are pushing northward into territory that was once exclusively Arctic fox domain. Red foxes are larger, they're more aggressive, and in direct competition they usually win. In some regions, Arctic fox populations have declined by up to 90% as red foxes expand their range. It's not a war, it's displacement. The smaller white fox simply can't compete with her bigger cousin for the same limited resources. She's being squeezed from all sides. Now, you might be wondering, can't she just move north, following the cold? Theoretically, yes. And many are trying, but there's only so much north to go. Eventually, you hit the Arctic Ocean. The land runs out. And even the land that remains isn't guaranteed to support her. Arctic tundra ecosystems are complex. They depend on specific plants, specific prey species, specific conditions that took thousands of years to establish. You can't just relocate an ecosystem. When the fox moves, she might find the cold she needs, but not the food. This is the cruel math of climate change. It's not just about temperature. It's about timing. It's about relationships between species that evolved together. It's about systems that can't be rebuilt on human timescales. Yet here she is, still hunting. Watch her now, ears swiveling like satellite dishes, picking up the faintest sound of movement beneath the snow. Lemmings dig tunnels under the surface, thinking they're safe. They're not. She leaps, straight up, almost vertical, then dives headfirst into the snow. It's called mousing, and it's essentially a dive bomb. The technique requires incredible hearing, precise calculations, and total commitment. She emerges with her prize. This is adaptation in action. Not the slow kind that takes generations, but the immediate kind. Behavior, instinct, skill passed from mother to pup. Arctic foxes learn from their parents which hunting techniques work, which areas to cache food, which predators to avoid. Knowledge is survival, and survival is what she's fighting for, every single day. Scientists studying Arctic foxes have tagged and tracked them across astonishing distances. One female, documented in 2019, traveled from Norway to Canada over 3,500 kilometers in just 76 days. She crossed sea ice, navigated unfamiliar terrain, and somehow made it to the other side of the Arctic. Why? Probably searching for food, possibly looking for a mate. Maybe just responding to instincts that told her to keep moving. Whatever the reason, it demonstrated something important. These animals are more resilient than we might assume. They're fighters. They've survived ice ages and warming periods before, but never at this speed. The current rate of change is unprecedented. What used to unfold over thousands of years is now happening in decades. Evolution can't keep pace with that. Behavioral flexibility can only compensate so much. This is where we come in. Protecting Arctic foxes means protecting their habitat. It means reducing emissions that drive warming. It means establishing wildlife corridors that allow populations to connect and migrate. It means controlling invasive species and managing human development in sensitive areas. None of this is simple. All of it is necessary. Because here's the thing about the Arctic fox. She's not just a cute animal in a nature documentary. She's a keystone species. Her presence indicates ecosystem health. When she thrives, it means the tundra is functioning. When she struggles, it's a warning sign. She's telling us something. We should listen. The sun is setting now over the tundra's slow golden descent that paints the snow in shades of pink and orange. Our fox has eaten. She's found a sheltered spot near some rocks, curling her magnificent tail around her body like a blanket. Tomorrow she'll hunt again. She'll face the same challenges, the same shrinking world, the same uncertain future. But tonight she rests. And somewhere, in her genes, in her instincts, in the accumulated wisdom of 2.6 million years, there's still hope. The same adaptability that grew her white coat, that taught her to cache food, that sent her cousin walking across an ocean of ice to find a new home. That same stubborn will to survive is still there. She's adapted before. The question is whether we'll give her the chance to adapt again.